Welcome to Audio Mentors, the channel where we transform knowledge into power for your financial and personal life. Today, we begin a new summary of this audiobook, exploring the keys to achieving economic independence through the teachings of the Millionaire Next Door by Stanley. In this book, you will discover what distinguishes millionaires from those who are not, based on real studies and statistical data that reveal the true characteristics of wealth. So, if you're ready to transform your mindset and finances, stay with us to learn the secrets that most people don't know. Remember, if you like what you hear, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any chapters of our content that can change your life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Introduction. Welcome to this first chapter of The Millionaire Next Door, a book based on years of research into the habits, characteristics, and financial decisions of those who have managed to accumulate wealth. Through surveys and interviews, authors Stanley and Danko reveal the results of an extensive study on the true millionaires and the key differences between those who have achieved significant financial independence and those who haven't, despite having high incomes. The traditional concept of being a millionaire is usually associated with the image of people surrounded by luxury, ostentatious homes, luxury cars, exotic vacations, and all sorts of material goods. This is the image most people have when thinking about wealth. However, what Stanley and Danko reveal in this book is very different. True millionaires are not necessarily those who flaunt their wealth, but those who have managed to accumulate fortunes through a series of habits and decisions that anyone can adopt. What really distinguishes millionaires from non-millionaires is not so much the level of income, but how they manage their money. The average millionaire is not distinguished by having an extraordinary income or living in a mansion or driving a luxury car. In fact, many of these millionaires are ordinary people with regular jobs living in quiet neighborhoods. What really sets them apart is their ability to manage their resources effectively and make smart financial decisions that allow them to build their wealth over time, regardless of their initial income. This book challenges us to rethink what it truly means to be rich. Most people assume that millionaires are those with brilliant careers or incredible luck. However, what we find is that true millionaires did not attain their wealth by chance but through a series of intelligent financial choices. They have learned to live below their means, save and invest diligently, and, perhaps most importantly, avoid conspicuous consumption. Throughout this study, Stanley and Danko explore how millionaires have a completely different attitude toward money. While many people spend more than they earn in an attempt to keep up appearances or live a luxurious lifestyle, millionaires tend to live with a mindset of moderation. This doesn't mean they are stingy, but they understand the value of money and use it to create and preserve their wealth. Instead of spending on material goods, they prefer to invest and save for the future. It's important to highlight that becoming a millionaire doesn't happen overnight. This book shows us that, in most cases, people who become millionaires do so gradually over many years. The key is patience and maintaining a clear vision of how to manage personal finances. A central point the authors emphasize is that the road to wealth is not about making money quickly, but doing it consistently and with discipline. The study focuses not only on income but on the habits that allow people to become millionaires. Financial behavior is more important than income, and this is what makes the difference. Millionaires focus on managing money, not on earning more money impulsively. They set clear savings goals, invest wisely, and look for ways to maintain and grow their wealth. This book highlights that, despite what the media or popular culture tells us, millionaires are not always the typical business magnate. Most of the time, they are ordinary people who stick to a budget, focus on the long term, and make choices that, although simple, have a significant impact over time. It's not about having a high-level job, it's about being wise in managing what you earn. In the following chapters, we will discover the keys to creating wealth. We will focus on saving habits, smart investment decisions, and the importance of living below your means. Stanley and Danko show us that wealth doesn't depend on how much you earn, but on how much you can save and invest. True millionaires understand that, to achieve financial independence, they must make prudent decisions that allow them to accumulate wealth steadily. The most important thing this book teaches us is that anyone can become a millionaire if they focus on the right decisions. It doesn't matter where you come from or how much you earn initially, What matters is the mindset you develop, the financial discipline you acquire, and your commitment to wealth creation. Accumulating money is a gradual process that requires patience, persistence, and financial education. By the end of this book, we will understand that there are no magical secrets to becoming a millionaire, just simple habits that, when followed for years, produce impressive results. If we are willing to change our mindset toward money, we too can start the journey toward financial independence. We can create a more stable financial life and ultimately achieve economic independence. Let's begin this exciting journey to discover how you can take control of your financial future and become the millionaire next door. Chapter 2: The Profile of the Average American Millionaire. In this chapter, Thomas Stanley and William Danko delve into the profile of the average American millionaire. Through a detailed analysis of data collected during their research, the authors reveal that, despite the common image of millionaires as people living in luxurious mansions and driving expensive cars, the reality is very different. Most millionaires in the United States live modest lives and are much more prudent with their finances than popular culture suggests. The myth of the extravagant millionaire. Stanley and Danko invite us to question the myth that having $1 million is associated with a life full of luxury and ostentation. According to their studies, most millionaires do not display visible wealth. On the contrary, many of them live in ordinary neighborhoods, in homes more modest than those of the people around them. True millionaires prefer to stay under the public radar and lead a low-profile lifestyle, even if they possess a considerable amount of wealth. This behavior is linked to the tendency to live below their means, a habit that, as we will see later, is one of the keys to achieving financial independence. The idea is simple: don't spend more than you earn and ensure that your income is working for you, whether through investments or consistent savings. The average saver. The millionaires interviewed in the study are not people who receive large sums of money from inheritance or high-profile jobs. Most are ordinary workers with regular jobs who have strict discipline when it comes to saving. Most of them save between 15% and 20% of their income each year, and it is not uncommon for them to continue living in the same house and work the same job for many years. Systematic saving and disciplined investing are the fundamental pillars of their wealth. Stanley and Danko also observe that millionaires do not spend excessively, even when their income increases. It is common for their lifestyle to remain relatively unchanged as their income grows, allowing them to save and invest a substantial portion of their income over time. This control over spending is one of the reasons why they can accumulate wealth consistently, even if they don't earn huge sums of money immediately. Income and the value of money. It's important to highlight that millionaires are not defined by their income. In fact, most wealthy individuals don't earn more than others in traditional jobs. The key to understanding how they get rich lies in how they use what they earn. Stanley and Danko find that millionaires tend to invest their money in value-generating assets, such as real estate, stocks, or even their own businesses. Properly managing money, no matter the amount, is what allows people to accumulate wealth. This is due to their long-term mindset, always seeking to leverage their resources to generate returns through saving and prudent investing. The psychology of the average millionaire. The study also explores the psychology behind the financial decisions of millionaires. Stanley and Danko find that millionaires tend to be modest individuals with little inclination toward ostentation or conspicuous consumption. Their main goal is to create financial stability and ensure they have enough for the future. Most millionaires do not have a strong desire to flaunt their wealth or be socially recognized. This desire to maintain modesty and lead a discreet life is key to their approach to money. Rather than spending on luxury items, millionaires prefer to save and invest to ensure their financial independence. For them, wealth is not an end in itself, but a tool to guarantee their well-being and personal freedom. How millionaires accumulate wealth. The secret to how millionaires build their wealth lies in making intelligent financial decisions from the start. Often, what distinguishes millionaires is not how much they earn, but how much they are able to save and how they invest that money. From saving a percentage of their salary to choosing investment instruments that generate consistent returns, every decision contributes to their wealth growth. Stanley and Danko also reveal that millionaires are deliberate in their decisions. They don't leave anything to chance, as they understand the power of conscious financial management. From choosing their assets to making smart investments, everything is focused on growing their wealth without risking unnecessary debt or losing money on assets that don't generate long-term returns. The millionaire mindset. The millionaire mindset is, for the most part, prudent and calculated. They are individuals who are not afraid to take risks, but these risks are always controlled. They know that financial success is not something that happens overnight, but a process that involves consistent work, discipline, and patience. Persistence is the most prominent quality among them, as they understand that the road to wealth requires time and effort. Millionaires are also independent in their decisions. They prefer to do things on their own, without relying on expensive financial advisors or complicated investment strategies. They know that the basic principles of saving, investing, and patience are enough to achieve success. This chapter lays the foundation for understanding that true wealth is not found in a lavish lifestyle, but in the prudent management of money and the ability to save and invest intelligently. True millionaires are not those who live for appearances, but those who make responsible decisions and understand the importance of living below their means. Chapter 3. Wealth is what you save, not what you spend. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko delve into one of the most fundamental principles for achieving financial independence. Wealth does not depend on how much you earn, but on how much you save. The millionaires studied in this book are not distinguished by their high incomes, but by their ability to live below their means and accumulate savings and intelligent investments. The key to building wealth is disciplined saving, not impulsive spending. The common mistake of spending more than you earn. The authors explain that one of the biggest mistakes many people make, even those with high incomes, is spending more than they earn. This tendency to live beyond one's means is what prevents many from achieving financial independence. For example, people with well-paying jobs or large bonuses often end up spending on unnecessary luxuries like expensive cars, brand-name clothing, costly dinners, and extravagant vacations. Meanwhile, true millionaires prefer to save and invest that difference, creating a solid foundation for their future wealth. Stanley and Danko also emphasize how spending on unnecessary luxuries only fuels the need to maintain an image or social status. These people often fall into the trap of conspicuous consumption, believing that wealth is measured by what is displayed rather than what is accumulated. The saving mindset. One of the most common characteristics of millionaires is their saving-oriented mindset. Stanley and Danko explain that millionaires' savings are not simply the result of earning a lot of money but come from conscious decisions not to overspend. This principle applies whether a person has a six-figure salary or a more modest income. Millionaires have learned to live within their means, even as their income increases. The key, according to Stanley and Danko's study, is consistency. Millionaires do not spend impulsively, but follow a long-term savings plan. Moreover, as their income increases, they do not proportionally increase their spending. This attitude, known as living below your means, is one of the main reasons why millionaires are able to accumulate wealth consistently. The compound effect of saving. Saving is not just about putting money aside, but doing it in a way that works for you. As Stanley explains, millionaires do not just save, but also invest wisely. Investing plays a crucial role in the wealth-building process. Saving allows money to accumulate, but smart investments allow it to grow. Most millionaires are conservative investors who invest in safe assets such as real estate, stocks, and investment funds, which allow them to see their wealth grow steadily. The compound effect of long-term investments is powerful. As money is invested consistently, it accumulates and generates returns that are reinvested for even greater gains. This is a gradual but effective process, and it is one of the reasons why millionaires can amass fortunes over the years, regardless of their initial income. The risk of not saving. Stanley and Danko also address the risk of not saving. Many people live in the present without considering the future, leading them to spend all their money in the short term without proper planning. This live-for-the-moment mentality prevents them from creating a solid financial foundation that would allow them to face unexpected events or invest in their future. Millionaires, on the other hand, are very conscious of their financial future, making decisions that ensure long-term stability and growth. The lack of savings and planning also increases the risk of falling into debt. People who do not have savings may be forced to take out loans or use credit to finance their lifestyle, which only leads to a snowball effect of debt that is difficult to control. In contrast, millionaires maintain stable financial strength because they do not rely on credit, but on their ability to save and grow their funds. The simple life of millionaires. Millionaires are not attracted to ostentation or luxury, which makes them even more efficient when it comes to saving. They often live in modest homes, do not seek luxury brands, and prefer durable products they can use for the long term without following the latest trends. This approach to life allows them to save more money without sacrificing their quality of life. Rather than spending on things that do not add real value, they prefer to invest their money in assets that generate passive income. True wealth, according to Stanley and Danko, does not lie in the accumulation of material goods, but in creating a solid financial foundation through smart savings and investments. Financial education as the key to saving. The book also highlights the importance of financial education as one of the key pillars for achieving wealth. Millionaires constantly educate themselves on how to manage their money, how to save, and how to invest wisely. They understand that without proper education, it's easy to fall into traps of consumption and debt. Financial self-discipline is essential for making smart decisions that generate long-term results. Conclusion: the formula for creating wealth. The chapter concludes with the idea that true wealth is not built by overspending, but by saving systematically and investing wisely. Millionaires have learned to live modestly and to constantly work towards their financial goals. Although most of them are not famous or living in mansions, they have managed to build a solid net worth through their disciplined saving habits and their ability to make their money work for them. This chapter makes it clear that if we truly want to achieve financial independence, we must start saving and investing intelligently. Financial discipline and the ability to live below our means are the keys to building long-term wealth. Chapter 4. The Deceptive Appearance. In this chapter, Thomas Stanley and William Danko analyze how a person's external appearance does not always reflect their real wealth. One of the main lessons the authors offer us is that while many people may appear rich due to their ostentatious lifestyle, most true millionaires are not those who show off their wealth. Rather, they are modest individuals who prefer to keep their fortune quietly, away from the public eye. The myth of ostentatious consumption. Most people, when thinking of a millionaire, tend to imagine someone flaunting their wealth with big houses, luxury cars, and expensive clothes. However, Stanley and Danko show us that this is nothing more than a myth, a false stereotype of what it really means to be rich. According to their research, millionaires actually tend to avoid conspicuous consumption. They don't need to display their status to feel secure in their financial situation. In many cases, millionaires would rather spend their money on investing in wealth-generating assets, such as real estate or stocks, rather than spending on luxuries. People who spend large sums on things like expensive cars or brand-name clothes may be more interested in appearance than in creating real wealth. Stanley and Danko highlight that true millionaires do not fall into this trap. Living in modest neighborhoods. One of the most surprising findings in this study is that many millionaires live in modest neighborhoods and average homes. While those who appear to have a lot of money often live in exclusive areas and huge houses, real millionaires prefer to stay under the radar. Many of them opt to live in quiet, simple neighborhoods where they can maintain their privacy and, most importantly, save and invest their money more efficiently. In fact, millionaires tend to choose to live in places where the cost of living is reasonable and where they can enjoy a quiet life without the need to maintain social appearances. By living modestly, they can continue to accumulate wealth and ensure a stable financial future. Meanwhile, those who try to impress others often end up spending more than they earn, making their wealth more superficial and not long-lasting. The psychology of consumerism. Stanley and Danko also analyze the psychology behind consumerism and how many people fall into the trap of spending on things they don't need in order to impress others. Living up to social expectations is something many people try to do, not realizing that this lifestyle can be detrimental to their financial health. Millionaires, in contrast, have learned to keep their egos in check and do not depend on material goods to feel valuable. The desire to appear wealthy is a powerful motivation for many people, but as the book teaches us, true millionaires know that real value is not measured by what is shown, but by what is saved and invested. By rejecting the idea of spending to impress, millionaires have the opportunity to build a true foundation of wealth. The phenomenon of conspicuous consumption. Stanley and Danko introduced the concept of conspicuous consumption, a term coined by sociologist Thorstein Veblen. This phenomenon describes the act of spending money on visible and luxurious items in order to display social status. While conspicuous consumption may give the appearance of success in the short term, in the long run, it does nothing to contribute to wealth creation. People who follow this pattern often end up trapped in a cycle of debt and unnecessary spending, which makes it difficult for them to build a solid financial foundation. Millionaires, on the other hand, avoid this mentality. Instead of spending on things that don't add real value to their lives, they prefer to make decisions that allow them to increase their wealth in the long run. By not falling into conspicuous consumption, they can save more, invest more, and continue to build their net worth. The wisdom of living modestly. Perhaps the most important lesson in this chapter is that true wealth is not about having things or appearing successful, but about living according to one's values and making wise financial decisions. Millionaires know that living modestly not only allows them to accumulate more wealth, but also to enjoy a life free from the pressures of trying to impress others. Voluntary simplicity is one of the key characteristics of millionaires. They often opt for a simple life without unnecessary luxuries, which allows them to dedicate more resources to their financial growth. This lifestyle enables them to be freer, both financially and emotionally, as they do not rely on social expectations or external appearances to validate their success. Conclusion: silent wealth. In conclusion, Stanley and Danko show us that true wealth is not seen in the material possessions we have or the ostentatious luxury we display. Rather, it is about the ability to save, invest, and live prudently. The key to becoming a millionaire is not in appearances, but in financial discipline and the ability to make wise decisions that allow us to accumulate wealth steadily, without falling into the trap of social expectations. This chapter reinforces the idea that true millionaires focus on building wealth quietly and discreetly, while those who spend ostentatiously in an attempt to show their success often fall short in terms of real wealth. The main lesson here is that modesty, saving, and prudent investing are the paths that lead to true financial prosperity. Chapter 5. The importance of living below your means. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko delve into one of the most powerful principles for achieving financial independence: living below your means. While this concept may seem simple, it is actually one of the most important keys to creating a solid foundation of wealth. Through their studies, the authors show that the amount of money a person earns does not determine if they become a millionaire, but rather the ability to save and invest wisely, while always maintaining a moderate and controlled lifestyle. The approach of living below your means. The main lesson of this chapter is that living below your means does not mean living a life of deprivation, but rather making smart decisions about money and available resources. People who follow this principle do not spend more than they earn. Instead of consuming impulsively or spending on unnecessary luxuries, they take control of their finances and choose a lifestyle that allows them to save and invest for the future. Stanley and Danko argue that true wealth is not measured by what we spend, but by what we save and grow through smart investments. Living below your means is not about giving up the good things in life, but about being aware of what truly matters and spending on what provides lasting value. Instead of accumulating material goods that lose value over time, millionaires prefer to invest in assets that generate passive income and increase their wealth over time. How to live moderately. The key to living below your means lies in making efficient use of resources, controlling unnecessary consumption, and avoiding excessive spending. Millionaires, for the most part, avoid debt and do not follow consumer trends that lead them to spend more than they can afford. While many millionaires have high incomes, they maintain a simple lifestyle and do not feel the need to appear wealthy. Most people, even those with high incomes, fall into the trap of spending more as they earn more. They increase their standard of living with each salary increase, but what they fail to realize is that this behavior consumes their ability to save and invest. Instead of saving for the future, they spend on items that do not generate wealth, such as luxury cars, large or vacation homes, and designer clothes. The value of saving and investing. The millionaires studied in this book focus on saving and investing regularly and systematically. Every month, these individuals set aside a portion of their income to invest in stocks, real estate, or investment funds. Most importantly, despite their large incomes, they never feel the need to spend excessively. They maintain a disciplined approach with a long-term savings plan and do not let emotions or the desire to impress others influence their financial decisions. Through disciplined investing and constant saving, millionaires make their money work for them. Investments grow through compounding, allowing them to generate wealth without needing to make significant additional efforts. Rather than spending the money they earn, they put it to work, allowing them to multiply their wealth exponentially over time. The risk of social status. An important theme that Stanley and Danko address in this chapter is how the pursuit of social status can lead people to spend more than necessary. Living to impress others is one of the biggest obstacles to building long-term wealth. People who follow this approach tend to spend on luxury items that provide no real value to their lives, such as expensive vehicles or designer clothes, in an attempt to demonstrate their success. In contrast, millionaires have a different attitude. They are not interested in showing off their wealth to others. Instead, they prefer to live discreetly, enjoy simplicity, and focus on their long-term goals, such as financial independence and accumulating assets that generate passive income. The benefits of living below your means. One of the main benefits of living below your means is that it allows you to save more and invest more, leading to greater wealth accumulation over time. Additionally, this approach gives you financial freedom, as you do not depend on a high salary to maintain your lifestyle. If you manage to create a solid base of savings and investments, you can achieve economic independence without relying on a fixed income. Millionaires understand that long-term prosperity does not depend on having a large salary, but on the discipline to save and invest. This is the secret behind their success. They have learned to live with moderation and make their money work for them, rather than spending everything they earn. Living with purpose. Living below your means also involves having a clear purpose regarding your finances. Millionaires do not simply save for the sake of saving. They do so with the goal of ensuring their future well-being and creating a legacy for their children and future generations. Money is not just a means to buy material goods, but a tool to achieve financial freedom and independence. This purposeful approach to living is key for those who want to take control of their financial life. Conscious decisions about spending and saving not only lead you to wealth but also provide greater peace of mind, allowing you to enjoy a more fulfilling and less impulsive lifestyle. Conclusion: the key to financial independence. The chapter concludes by highlighting that financial independence and wealth accumulation are not achieved through extraordinary income, but through disciplined saving habits and the ability to live below your means. True wealth comes from maintaining a long-term focus, avoiding the trap of excessive consumption, and making responsible financial decisions. Living with moderation does not mean living without luxuries or without enjoying life. It means making conscious decisions that allow you to save and invest in what truly matters, your financial future. Millionaires understand that the path to wealth is a gradual process that requires patience, discipline, and a long-term mindset. This chapter reminds us that living below our means is not just a strategy for saving, but a lifestyle approach that can lead to true financial freedom. Through this mindset of moderation, anyone can build a solid foundation for the future and achieve their financial goals. Chapter 6: Financial Discipline. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko delve into the importance of financial discipline as a key pillar for achieving economic success and financial independence. Through their research, the authors discover that one of the most common traits among millionaires is their ability to stay disciplined with their finances. This discipline involves not only saving and investing consistently but also avoiding the temptations of impulsive consumption and emotional financial decisions. The meaning of financial discipline. Financial discipline refers to the ability to make conscious decisions about money based on a clear plan and a long-term strategy. For millionaires, this discipline is not optional but a fundamental habit for building wealth. Unlike those who spend without thinking, millionaires develop saving and investing habits that align with their financial goals. Financial discipline is not just about restricting spending but also being proactive about decisions that affect money, such as choosing the best investment opportunities, avoiding unnecessary debt, and setting clear financial priorities. Millionaires understand that money is not an end in itself, but a tool that, when managed properly, can open the doors to a life free from financial worries. Consistency in saving and investing. An essential aspect of financial discipline is consistency. Rather than making large sacrifices or risky investments, millionaires adopt a mindset of constant saving and small, regular investments over time. This gradual and consistent approach allows them to accumulate wealth steadily, without having to rely on luck or high-risk investments. Most millionaires save and invest systematically, even when their income is lower or when the temptations to spend are greater. This long-term consistency allows their money to grow through the compound effect, enabling them to see significant wealth accumulation over time. Impulse control. Stanley and Danko emphasize that one of the biggest challenges for average people is impulse control. We live in a society that constantly bombards us with messages about what we need to buy, from luxury products to the latest gadgets and seasonal fashions. However, millionaires have the ability to resist these social pressures and not give in to impulsive consumption. One of the standout traits of millionaires is their ability to avoid unnecessary spending and make rational decisions rather than emotional ones. While many people buy in response to emotions or the need to impress others, millionaires make decisions based on logic and their financial goals, not on the desire for instant gratification. The power of budgeting. One of the most important tools for maintaining financial discipline is having a clear budget. Millionaires follow a financial plan that allows them to track their income, expenses, and savings. This budget helps them identify areas of unnecessary spending and take action to adjust it, enabling them to continue investing in their financial future. A budget is not just a tool for controlling money, it is a way to take control of financial decisions and ensure that resources are allocated properly to achieve their goals. Millionaires know that a well-structured budget provides the clarity and discipline needed to continue accumulating wealth. The importance of avoiding debt. Another key aspect of financial discipline is avoiding debt. Unlike many people who rely on credit to finance their lifestyle, millionaires prefer to live without debt or with minimal debt. Debt can be a financial trap that consumes long-term resources, as it generates interest that must be paid over time, limiting the ability to save and invest. Rather than incurring debt to finance consumer goods, millionaires prefer to save and invest to generate assets that provide them with passive income. The key is to make decisions that not only allow you to live debt-free but also help you invest for the future, without depending on loans to maintain your lifestyle. The power of financial education. A fundamental part of financial discipline is financial education. Millionaires don't leave anything to chance when it comes to their finances. They study and learn how to manage their money efficiently, the best investment strategies, and how to increase their wealth. Financial education enables them to make informed decisions and avoid financial traps or common mistakes that can destroy the finances of many people. Financial education also helps millionaires recognize opportunities that others overlook. They don't settle for what they know. Instead, they constantly seek to learn and adapt to changes in the financial and economic market. Commitment to the long term. Finally, financial discipline involves a commitment to the long term. Millionaires understand that wealth creation is a process that takes time. They do not seek quick results or try to make money easily. They prefer slow accumulation and patient investment over seeking the next big lucky break. They are committed to their long-term financial goals and know that through consistent savings, prudent investments, and disciplined money management, they can create a solid foundation for the future. This long-term approach is what truly enables them to achieve financial independence and live without financial worries. Conclusion: financial discipline as the key to wealth. The chapter concludes with the idea that financial discipline is undoubtedly one of the most important factors in becoming a millionaire. The ability to save, invest, and control spending is essential for building long-term wealth. Millionaires are not those who earn large sums of money overnight, but those who keep their money in motion through disciplined and consistent financial decisions. The key to financial success lies in having a clear plan, being consistent in execution, and not succumbing to impulsive consumption or social pressures. With patience, financial education, and discipline, anyone can achieve their financial goals and attain economic independence. This chapter reinforces the idea that financial discipline is one of the most powerful aspects of achieving economic success. By learning to manage money efficiently, we can build a solid foundation of savings and investment that allows us to thrive and achieve our long-term goals. Chapter 7. The Mistake of Confusing Income with Wealth. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko address a key concept that many people confuse when talking about wealth: the difference between income and wealth. Most people assume that if someone earns a high salary, they must be rich. However, what the authors discover through their research is that income does not determine wealth. Instead, the key is in how the money that is earned is managed. The trap of high incomes. One of the first important conclusions Stanley and Danko present is that having a high income does not necessarily mean being a millionaire. Throughout their research, they realized that many people with high salaries fail to accumulate wealth because they spend more than they earn. Earning a high salary may offer more opportunities to spend, but if there is no discipline to save and invest, the increase in income does not automatically lead to wealth accumulation. For example, many people who earn large amounts of money in professions such as law, medicine, or executive positions at major companies often live a high-consumption lifestyle, spending large sums on luxurious homes, expensive cars, and luxury vacations. This leaves them no room to save or invest, meaning that despite earning a lot, they fail to create a solid foundation of long-term wealth. The importance of wealth accumulation. Stanley and Danko emphasize that wealth is built through the constant accumulation of savings and investments, not by the size of the salary. In fact, many people who do not earn large amounts of money can become millionaires simply by saving systematically and growing their money through smart investments. Millionaires do not solely rely on their active income, such as salaries or professional fees, to generate wealth. Instead of spending their money on luxuries, they prefer to invest in assets that generate passive income, such as real estate or stocks, which allows them to accumulate wealth without depending on a monthly paycheck. The impact of fixed expenses. An important factor in wealth accumulation is how fixed expenses are managed. Many people with high incomes have high fixed expenses, such as paying for an expensive mortgage, a luxury car, or an expensive lifestyle, leaving them with little margin to save and invest. Millionaires, on the other hand, tend to live below their means, choosing more affordable options for their housing and other expenses, which allows them to allocate a larger portion of their income to saving and investing. Stanley and Danko suggest that, even when income increases, it is essential not to proportionally increase expenses. Keeping expenses under control and prioritizing savings and investments is what truly distinguishes self-made millionaires from those who simply have a high salary without a wealth accumulation strategy. The culture of instant gratification. One of the biggest obstacles people face when trying to build wealth is the culture of instant gratification. We live in a society where consumption is easy and access to credit is simple, prompting many people to feel driven to spend in the present without thinking about the future. Stanley and Danko warn us about the danger of this mentality, as it can lead people to incur debt and spend more than they earn, making it difficult to accumulate long-term wealth. Millionaires, on the other hand, have a long-term mindset. They do not seek immediate gratification. Instead, they prefer to make sacrifices now to enjoy financial benefits in the future. This means that saving and investing are their priorities, while immediate consumption takes a backseat. The power of compound effect. Stanley and Danko also talk about the power of compound effect, which occurs when the money saved and invested generates returns that are reinvested and grow over time. This exponential growth is what allows millionaires to build their wealth, even without exceptionally high income. The compound effect is clearly seen in long-term savings and smart investments. For example, if a person consistently invests in an indexed fund that generates a 7% annual return over time, those returns will accumulate and significantly increase the value of the investment. This process takes years, But if done consistently and disciplined, it can result in substantial wealth accumulation. The comparison between income and wealth. One of the key points in this chapter is understanding that income is not the same as wealth. A person can earn a lot of money and still not be rich due to their spending habits. Meanwhile, a person with a modest salary can become a millionaire by consistently saving and investing. Stanley and Danko conclude that wealth is measured by what you save and invest, not by what you earn. People who focus on generating passive income and accumulating assets are the ones who create real wealth. Those who confuse income with wealth often live trapped in a cycle of consumption and spending, unaware that the path to wealth is in creating assets that generate income on their own. Conclusion: income versus wealth. The chapter concludes by highlighting that true wealth does not depend on how much money you earn, but on how you manage the money you have. It is possible to become a millionaire without having a high salary if you take control of your personal finances, save systematically, and invest intelligently. The central lesson is that we should not confuse income with wealth. Income is just one part of the puzzle. The most important thing is how we manage it. Through financial discipline, constant saving, and smart investing, anyone can create real wealth, regardless of their income level. This chapter reinforces the idea that wealth accumulation is about making smart decisions about saving and investing, not about how much money we earn. While income is important, what truly matters is how we manage that money and how we create assets that generate wealth in the long term. Chapter 8: Key Factors for Becoming a Millionaire. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko delve into the key factors that distinguish millionaires from people who fail to accumulate wealth. Through their research, the authors identify a series of habits and behaviors that millionaires consistently practice, and that have been fundamental to their financial success. These factors are not necessarily related to having a high income or exceptional talent, but to how they make intelligent financial decisions and adopt life habits focused on wealth creation. The role of saving and investing. One of the most important factors contributing to wealth creation is disciplined saving and constant investing. Stanley and Danko emphasize that millionaires do not rely solely on their salaries but allocate a significant portion of their income to savings and investments. By doing this, they allow their money to work for them, generating returns that accumulate over time. The key is not how much a person earns, but how much they can save and invest consistently. Millionaires ensure that their saving and investing habits are aligned with their long-term financial goals. In fact, many of them continue investing even in times of economic uncertainty because they understand that consistent investing is what will allow them to maintain and increase their wealth. Controlling spending. Another key factor is controlling spending. Millionaires are known for living below their means, which allows them to save a significant portion of their income. This attitude of financial prudence involves not giving in to impulsive consumption and avoiding unnecessary spending. Stanley and Danko point out that many people with high incomes fail to accumulate wealth precisely because they spend more than they earn. Millionaires understand that money is a tool, not an end in itself, and that the real value of wealth comes from financial discipline and the ability to make responsible decisions. Instead of spending on luxuries and material goods that don't bring true value, they prefer to use their money to generate assets that produce passive income. The long-term mindset. One common characteristic of millionaires is their long-term mindset. They do not seek quick fixes or getting rich overnight. Instead, they plan for the future and make decisions that ensure their financial stability over the years. Wealth creation is a gradual process, and millionaires understand that patience and persistence are essential for success. This long-term mindset is also reflected in how they manage their investments. They prefer solid and stable investments that offer consistent returns over time, rather than taking risks with speculative investments that promise quick gains. The long-term vision is crucial for maintaining financial discipline and avoiding impulsive decisions that could compromise wealth accumulation. Financial independence. Millionaires do not just seek to make money, their ultimate goal is financial independence. Financial independence refers to the ability to live without having to depend on a salary or conventional jobs. This is the ultimate goal for millionaires, to have enough money so that work is not a necessity but a choice. To achieve this, They make decisions that allow them to generate passive income and preserve their wealth over time. One way millionaires achieve financial independence is through investing in assets that generate regular income, such as rental properties, stock dividends, or bond interest. By creating sources of income that do not rely on their active time, millionaires ensure that they can maintain their standard of living and continue accumulating wealth even when they choose not to work. The importance of financial education. Stanley and Danko also highlight the importance of financial education as one of the fundamental factors in becoming a millionaire. Millionaires tend to be well-informed individuals who understand how money works, how to invest wisely, and how to manage their personal finances. Financial education enables them to make intelligent and informed decisions about managing their money. This financial education does not necessarily come from academic degrees or formal studies. In fact, many of the millionaires studied do not have advanced university degrees but have dedicated time to learning about money management, investing, and financial planning. Moreover, many of them continue to learn by attending seminars or reading about improving their financial strategies. Income diversification. Another fundamental aspect of wealth creation is income diversification. Millionaires do not rely on a single source of income. Instead, they seek multiple ways to generate money. In addition to their main jobs, many invest in various assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, to ensure that their wealth continues to grow even if one income source is affected by external circumstances. Diversification not only protects millionaires from financial risks but also allows them to take advantage of various growth opportunities. For example, people who rely only on their salary may be vulnerable to changes in the job market or economic crises, while those with multiple income sources have greater financial stability. Persistence and patience. Finally, Stanley and Danko emphasize that one of the most important qualities for becoming a millionaire is persistence. Wealth creation is not a quick or easy process, and those who achieve millionaire status are the ones who never give up in the face of obstacles. They are people who continue to work toward their goals despite difficulties and temporary failures. Patience is essential, as financial results can take years to materialize. Conclusion: the path to wealth. The chapter concludes with the reflection that, while there is no single formula for becoming a millionaire, there are certain common factors that millionaires consistently apply: saving and investing wisely, living below their means, maintaining a long-term mindset, and educating themselves financially. These principles not only allow them to generate wealth but also ensure their financial independence and create a life free from economic worries. True wealth, according to Stanley and Danko, is not just about having high income but making smart financial decisions and living with discipline to achieve long-term financial stability and prosperity. This chapter reinforces the idea that the path to wealth is filled with conscious and wise decisions made day by day. Wealth accumulation does not depend on external factors, but on how we manage our personal finances and how we adopt habits that lead to financial independence. Chapter 9. Economic Independence Above Status. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko examine one of the biggest differences between people who have achieved true wealth and those who only appear to have it: the focus on economic independence versus the desire for social status. Through their research, the authors discover that true millionaires are not motivated by the desire to impress others, but by the goal of achieving financial freedom and living a life without financial worries. The myth of social status. One of the biggest myths about wealth is that, to be rich, you must show it to the world. In contemporary culture, a flashy lifestyle is often seen as a symbol of success. Luxury cars, big houses, exotic vacations, and brand-name clothing are just a few of the status symbols many try to emulate. However, Stanley and Danko show us that self-made millionaires are not driven by the desire to display their wealth. In fact, most of them live modestly in order to ensure that their money is working for them and that their resources are allocated to what truly matters: long-term financial security. The pursuit of economic independence. Self-made millionaires have a very different perspective. Instead of seeking social recognition through conspicuous consumption, their main goal is to achieve economic independence, that is, to have enough money to not depend on a salary and to live comfortably without worrying about money. For them, Financial freedom is more valuable than any other form of status or appearance. They prefer to save and invest disciplinedly, rather than spending on material goods that do not offer lasting benefits. Economic independence gives them control over their time, allowing them to make decisions based on their personal values, not on the need to work for money. Successful millionaires understand that if they focus on accumulating wealth over time, they can enjoy a life of financial freedom without the constraints of working solely for money. Living modestly. One of the fundamental principles for achieving economic independence is living below one's means, which involves making conscious decisions about how to spend money. Millionaires do not need to prove their success with ostentatious luxuries like large mansions or luxury cars. Instead, they prefer to choose modest housing and a simple lifestyle, allowing them to allocate a larger portion of their income to savings and investments. Living modestly does not mean that millionaires do not enjoy life, but rather that they prioritize what truly matters to them. Financial independence allows them to choose how to spend their time, rather than being caught in the race to maintain an image that does not provide long-term value. The risk of conspicuous consumption. Stanley and Danko warn about the risk of conspicuous consumption, meaning spending money on material goods with the purpose of impressing others. This mindset can be dangerous, as it not only affects a person's financial health but also weakens their ability to save and invest. People who seek to maintain an image of wealth often fall into the cycle of spending more as they earn more, which puts them in a financially vulnerable position. This behavior is especially evident in people who have high incomes but spend uncontrollably, believing that the appearance of wealth is more important than the actual accumulation of wealth. However, self-made millionaires understand that true wealth is not in what is spent, but in what is saved and invested wisely. The importance of long-term planning. One of the main reasons millionaires achieve economic independence is their focus on long-term financial planning. Instead of spending their money on material goods that do not contribute to their long-term well-being, millionaires focus on building a foundation of savings and investments that will accumulate over time. The long-term mindset also allows them to resist the temptations of impulsive consumption and stay focused on their financial goals. This is crucial for achieving economic independence, as money saved and invested over many years has the potential to grow exponentially due to compound interest. Instead of seeking immediate results, millionaires understand that their financial success depends on consistent investments and living a lifestyle within their means. The satisfaction of living on your own terms. Millionaires who focus on economic independence experience a deep satisfaction in living on their own terms, free from the pressures of consumption or social expectations. Financial freedom allows them to make decisions without worrying about maintaining an external image. This gives them a sense of peace and control over their lives, which cannot be achieved if one is constantly worried about appearance or what others think. Stanley and Danko show us that being rich does not mean being ostentatious, but rather having the freedom to live a life that reflects your values and goals. True wealth lies in the ability to live without financial worries, which in turn generates an inner satisfaction that cannot be obtained simply through material goods. The value of financial prudence. Financial prudence is another key factor in achieving economic independence. Millionaires do not make impulsive decisions or give in to the desire for immediate gratification. Instead, they make financial decisions based on logic, long-term benefits, and wisdom gained over time. Prudence also involves maintaining a mindset of constant saving and investing, even when external circumstances may seem uncertain. Prudent financial planning is what allows millionaires not only to maintain their wealth but also to increase it over time. Conclusion: economic independence as the main goal. The chapter concludes with a clear message: economic independence should be the primary goal of anyone who desires to achieve true wealth. Living modestly, saving and investing consistently, and avoiding the trap of conspicuous consumption are essential steps to reaching this goal. Over the years, these decisions allow individuals not only to build wealth but also to achieve the financial freedom that will enable them to live on their own terms, without depending on a salary or social approval. This chapter reinforces the idea that true wealth is not measured by the material goods we possess, but by the economic independence we achieve through prudent financial decisions and a long-term approach. Social status and external appearances are irrelevant when one has financial freedom, and the key to achieving it is living below your means and saving and investing wisely. Chapter 10. The Myth of Inheritance. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko tackle a common myth about millionaires, the belief that most wealthy people inherited their fortune. Through their research, the authors discover that the vast majority of millionaires in the United States did not inherit large sums of money, but became wealthy through their own efforts, working, saving, and investing wisely throughout their lives. This chapter debunks the erroneous idea that being a millionaire is an exclusive privilege for those who receive a legacy, and shows us that anyone with the right habits and mindset can achieve wealth, regardless of their background. The myth of inherited wealth. One of the key points Stanley and Danko emphasize is that, while there are some millionaires who have inherited their wealth, these cases are the exception, not the rule. Most self-made millionaires have worked hard to build their fortunes without relying on an inheritance. The stereotype that most wealthy people come from families with great fortunes does not reflect the reality of most millionaires, who have, in fact, made smart decisions from a young age to accumulate their wealth. Millionaires are often people who started from scratch, whether through their own business, working a salaried job, or saving and investing systematically. What truly differentiates millionaires is their ability to manage their finances well, not the fact that they were born into a wealthy family. Self-made millionaires. The authors make a clear distinction between self-made millionaires and those who have inherited a fortune. The vast majority of millionaires studied in this book became wealthy through hard work, disciplined saving, and smart investments. Many of them have relatively modest incomes compared to their wealth levels, but they have been disciplined in managing their money. Stanley and Danko identify that these self-made millionaires share certain characteristics, such as a long-term mindset, a focus on constant saving and investing, and the avoidance of conspicuous consumption. They do not rely on luck or inheritances to achieve their financial independence, but on smart and sustained choices over time. The work and savings culture. One of the reasons why self-made millionaires are able to accumulate wealth, according to the authors, is their commitment to work and saving. Throughout their lives, these individuals prioritize saving and seek opportunities to invest in ways that increase their wealth. Unlike others who may earn a lot of money but spend almost everything they make, millionaires tend to maintain a humble lifestyle and prefer to invest their money in things that generate passive income. Millionaires also have a practical approach to wealth creation, understanding that it requires a constant and disciplined mindset to achieve financial independence. They do not depend on external sources like inheritances. Instead, they believe that with hard work and effort, they can achieve their financial goals. Inheritance versus financial intelligence. Stanley and Danko also highlight how financial intelligence is more important than inheritance in the wealth-building process. While an inheritance may provide a starting point, it does not guarantee that the wealth will be maintained or grow. In fact, studies have shown that many individuals who inherited large sums of money did not manage it properly and ended up losing their fortune due to poor financial decisions. On the other hand, those who become millionaires on their own often develop solid financial education that enables them to make prudent decisions about managing their money, investing intelligently, and avoiding common financial traps. This ability to make informed financial decisions is what allows millionaires to maintain and grow their wealth over time. Millionaires and income generation. Millionaires who have not inherited their fortune tend to be entrepreneurial, always looking for ways to generate additional income. Instead of relying on a single source of income, such as a fixed salary, these individuals often diversify their income sources, whether through their own businesses, real estate investments, or stock markets. Stanley and Danko show how, by diversifying their income sources, millionaires not only ensure a steady cash flow but also minimize the risk of becoming fully dependent on a single income. This approach is crucial for achieving financial independence and creating lasting wealth. The lesson of financial independence. One of the most powerful messages of this chapter is that anyone can become a millionaire, regardless of their background or whether they received an inheritance. What truly matters is the ability to make smart financial decisions, work consistently, and live within your means. Millionaires do not depend on external factors like inheritance or a high salary. They understand that wealth creation is a long-term process based on saving, investing, and discipline. The most important thing is that wealth is not an exclusive privilege but an achievable goal for anyone who develops the right habits. Conclusion: financial autonomy is the true legacy. Stanley and Danko conclude this chapter by emphasizing that the true legacy we can leave for future generations is not a monetary inheritance, but the financial autonomy we have gained through our own decisions. Economic independence is the real gift we can offer to our children, the ability to teach them how to manage their money wisely, save, and invest, so they too can create their own wealth. This chapter teaches us that true wealth does not depend on inheritance, but on financial education, discipline, and the smart decisions made throughout our lives. Anyone who is willing to learn and adopt these principles can achieve financial independence, no matter where they start. Chapter 11. Why high incomes don't guarantee wealth. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko explore one of the most common misconceptions about wealth: the belief that having a high income is enough to guarantee wealth accumulation. Through their research, the authors discover that while having a high salary may provide an initial advantage, the real difference between the wealthy and the non-wealthy lies in money management, not in how much money one earns. The trap of high incomes. Many people believe that earning a lot of money will automatically lead to financial independence. However, Stanley and Danko show us that it's not what we earn, but how we manage it, that really matters. Throughout their study, the authors find that although some people with high salaries may appear successful in terms of income, their spending level tends to be high, which prevents wealth accumulation. These people spend uncontrollably, maintaining a luxurious lifestyle that exceeds their income. An example of this is many people with high salaries, such as lawyers, doctors, or executives of large companies. While these professions offer high earning potential, studies show that many of these professionals fail to save or invest a significant portion of their money because they are trapped in a cycle of consumption. Instead of saving or investing, they spend on material goods like large homes, expensive cars, and luxurious vacations. Controlling spending. The key to wealth. The key to accumulating wealth is not how we earn money, but how we manage it. The millionaires studied by Stanley and Danko have a completely different approach to money. Instead of spending what they earn, they save and invest a significant portion of their income, and most importantly, maintain a simple lifestyle. Millionaires do not seek to live in mansions, drive luxury cars, or buy the latest trends. Instead, they prefer to live below their means, choosing more modest homes and avoiding unnecessary spending. This discipline allows them to save a significant portion of their income and allocate it to investments that generate long-term returns. The difference between wealth and income. The difference between those who create wealth and those who do not is not the level of income they receive, but the level of savings and investment. While some people with high incomes overspend, people who manage to accumulate wealth often live frugally and prefer to invest in assets that generate income. Stanley and Danko show us that wealth creation is not about earning large sums of money, but about making smart decisions with the money we earn. The ability to save and invest is far more important than the amount of money we earn. It is possible to be wealthy without having an extremely high salary, as long as the money is managed wisely. The impact of fixed expenses. One of the main reasons why high-income individuals don't accumulate wealth is that their fixed expenses increase proportionally with their income. When they earn more money, they raise their standard of living, which creates a false sense of wealth. Stanley and Danko explain that this behavior is one of the greatest obstacles to wealth accumulation. As people increase their income, they increase their expenses rather than maintain a simple lifestyle. The mentality of living below one's means is key to accumulating wealth. It's not about earning more, but about saving more and investing wisely the money you earn. Those who manage to accumulate wealth maintain a consistent lifestyle, regardless of how much money they earn. The effect of instant gratification. Stanley and Danko also address the phenomenon of instant gratification, a common behavior in modern societies. We live in a world where immediate pleasure is at our fingertips, and many people make spending decisions based on what they want at the moment, without considering the long-term impact. This approach to money creates debt and unnecessary spending, which can hinder wealth accumulation. People who seek instant gratification tend to spend money on things that don't have lasting value, like fast consumption products, which moves them away from their financial goals. In contrast, the millionaires who have accumulated wealth prefer to wait and plan to achieve their long-term financial goals. Instead of spending money on immediate pleasures, they invest and save with the goal of creating a steady stream of passive income. The importance of financial education. One of the factors that differentiates high-income people without wealth from those who become millionaires is financial education. Stanley and Danko highlight how millionaires, regardless of their income, invest time and effort into learning about money management, saving, and investing. They do not rely on luck or a large inheritance. Instead, they ensure they make informed decisions that allow them to grow their money. Financial education is key to making smart decisions and avoiding financial traps that limit wealth accumulation. Millionaires not only earn money but also know how to make that money work for them by investing in assets that generate passive income, such as real estate or stocks. The power of compound effect. Finally, Stanley and Danko remind us of the power of compound effect, which occurs when the money we save and invest generates returns that accumulate over time. Those who invest wisely from an early age can see their savings multiply as time goes on, enabling them to achieve significant levels of wealth without needing to earn millions in a single year. This exponential growth is one of the reasons self-made millionaires are able to build large fortunes, even if their initial income is not extraordinary. The key is being disciplined and maintaining a consistent focus on saving and investing. Conclusion: wealth doesn't just depend on income. The chapter concludes with the realization that, to become a millionaire, it's not necessary to earn large amounts of money. What really matters is how we manage the money we earn. Spending management, disciplined saving, and smart investing are far more important than income alone. Even people with modest incomes can accumulate significant wealth if they make prudent financial decisions and maintain a lifestyle that favors constant saving and investing. This chapter teaches us that the real key to becoming a millionaire is not only the income level but how we manage that money. Saving, investing wisely, and living within our means are the most important factors for accumulating wealth over the long term. Chapter 12. The importance of financial education. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko highlight a fundamental point in the wealth creation process: financial education. Throughout their research, the authors discover that true millionaires are not just people with high incomes but individuals who have developed a deep understanding of how to manage their money, invest wisely, and plan their financial future. Financial education is, in fact, a determining factor in their success and a skill anyone can learn and apply, regardless of their starting point. The myth that wealth comes from luck. One of the most common myths about millionaires is that they became wealthy by luck or by being born into a family with great resources. However, Stanley and Danko show that, although luck can play a role in some cases, financial education is the real difference between those who accumulate wealth and those who, despite earning high salaries, end up spending everything they make. Financial education is not just about learning to invest or manage a budget. It's also about understanding the fundamental principles of money and how the financial system works. The millionaires studied do not rely on expensive financial advisors or external advice. They have taught themselves how to make informed decisions about their finances. This self-taught education is what has allowed them to make wise decisions that result in sustainable wealth over time. The discipline of saving and investing. Stanley and Danko emphasize that financial education is not just about knowing how to earn money, but about how to save and invest that money effectively. Millionaires don't just save, but they strategically invest their money, selecting options that generate passive income and securing their financial future. This includes investments in real estate, stocks, mutual funds, and other assets that grow over time. Millionaires do not just focus on generating more income. Instead, they look for ways to grow their money by investing in what they know, which allows them to achieve financial independence and freedom. This investment-based approach, smart investing, is one of the key aspects of financial education that millionaires consistently apply. The long-term mindset. One of the most powerful lessons Stanley and Danko offer is that wealth is not built overnight. Financial education involves having a long-term mindset. Unlike people who seek immediate results, millionaires focus on long-term financial goals, which allows them to build a solid wealth foundation that will grow over time. A long-term mindset involves avoiding debt, saving systematically, and making smart investments that generate lasting benefits. Millionaires are not obsessed with immediate consumption but with the steady growth of their wealth. The value of self-discipline. Another important aspect of financial education is self-discipline. Millionaires are disciplined in their approach to money, saving, and avoiding impulsive spending. This discipline allows them to live below their means, even when their income increases, giving them the freedom to invest in assets that generate passive income. Self-discipline also applies to emotional management. In times of economic volatility or market fluctuations, millionaires do not panic or make impulsive decisions. Instead, they follow a calculated and disciplined approach, enabling them to take advantage of long-term opportunities without panicking over temporary fluctuations. Financial education doesn't always come from university. Stanley and Danko remind us that financial education doesn't have to come from formal university education. While a degree in finance or economics can be useful, millionaires often develop their own understanding of money through reading, hands-on experience, and actively seeking knowledge. They are willing to learn on their own and do not depend on external advisors to make important decisions. Moreover, millionaires are constant learners. They are always seeking new learning opportunities in the financial field, whether through books, seminars, conversations with other investors, or any other source of knowledge. This growth mindset is one of the characteristics that differentiate them from those who simply wait for money to come without applying solid knowledge and smart strategies. Teaching financial education to the next generation. One of the aspects Stanley and Danko consider fundamental is passing on financial education to future generations. Millionaires understand that financial independence is not only something to achieve for oneself, but it should be taught to children so they can also make wise decisions in the future. In fact, many millionaires share their knowledge of money, investment, and savings with their children from an early age, ensuring that they also have the tools necessary to make smart financial decisions when they reach adulthood. Financial independence as the ultimate goal. The financial education, as seen by millionaires, has financial independence as its ultimate goal. This means that they are not working just for money. They have created a system in which their money works for them. This type of independence gives them both emotional and economic freedom, as they are not dependent on a traditional job or salary to support themselves. The ability to live without worrying about money is the end result of correctly applying the principles of financial education. Conclusion: financial education as the pillar of success. In conclusion, Stanley and Danko highlight that financial education is the true factor that distinguishes millionaires from those who fail to create wealth, regardless of their income. The ability to manage money intelligently, invest wisely, and plan for the future is what allows millionaires to build sustained wealth and achieve financial independence. Financial education is a skill anyone can learn and apply, and with discipline and focus, it can change anyone's financial life. This chapter makes it clear that financial education is essential for achieving economic success. It doesn't matter how much income we have. What really matters is how we manage that money and how we invest and save to secure a future free of financial worries. Self-discipline, knowledge, and a long-term mindset are the keys to building lasting wealth. Chapter 13. Work and Success: Self-Made Millionaires versus Heirs. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko explore the key differences between self-made millionaires and those who have inherited their fortune. Through their study, the authors find that, while some people are born into wealth, those who become millionaires through their own efforts have very different financial characteristics and behaviors. This chapter puts into perspective how attitude toward work, investment, and financial management can make the difference between those who maintain their wealth and those who don't, even if they start with a high economic base. The comparison between self-made millionaires and heirs. Stanley and Danko point out that most of the millionaires studied in their research do not come from wealthy families, but instead have become rich through their own work, saving, and investment strategies. In contrast, many heirs of great fortunes tend to waste the money they have inherited due to a lack of financial education or an undisciplined approach to managing money. Self-made millionaires have a more pragmatic approach to money and wealth creation. They are used to working hard for what they have and have learned to value money and grow it. This contrasts with heirs, who in many cases have not had to face the same economic challenges that teach them the value of effort and long-term financial planning. The work ethic mindset. The big difference between self-made millionaires and heirs lies in the mindset. The former have a work ethic and self-sufficiency mindset. They are used to earning a living through their own efforts and skills. From an early age, they learn how to manage money, save and invest, and make smart decisions that allow them to accumulate wealth. In contrast, heirs, while they may have received great fortunes, often lack that work ethic mindset that drives them to make smart financial decisions. For self-made millionaires, hard work is a constant. They do not rely on luck or a stroke of fortune. Instead, they focus on creating opportunities, leveraging their financial education, and making decisions based on consistent effort. For them, wealth is built with time, perseverance, and discipline. Creating value, a fundamental difference. A key difference between self-made millionaires and heirs is the creation of value. Millionaires generate value through their skills, knowledge, and efforts in their own businesses or smart investments. This focus on creating value allows them to generate long-term wealth. They focus on finding business or investment opportunities that can grow their money. In contrast, many heirs have not had to create value for themselves. In many cases, their wealth comes from family inheritance or managing inherited assets, allowing them to maintain their wealth without necessarily increasing it through their own efforts. While some heirs manage to preserve the wealth they inherit, the lack of personal effort or a focus on creating value can prevent them from growing financially in the same way that self-made millionaires do. The power of self-discipline. Stanley and Danko highlight that self-discipline is one of the most important factors for self-made millionaires. These individuals not only have financial skills, but they also have a strong ability to control their impulses and maintain a long-term focus. They often prefer to invest long-term and live below their means, even when their income increases. This disciplined approach is what allows them to preserve and grow their wealth over time. On the other hand, heirs may not have the same self-discipline when it comes to managing money. The ease with which they acquire their wealth can lead to a lack of respect for the value of money. Without the same restrictions or the need to work hard to earn their money, heirs can fall into the habit of overspending or making impulsive financial decisions. The risk of lack of financial education. Heirs often have less financial education than self-made millionaires. While millionaires have had to learn to manage their money effectively, heirs often have not had to face the same financial challenges that would force them to learn about investments, financial planning, and budgeting. Although some heirs surround themselves with financial advisors to manage their money, the lack of personal financial education can make it difficult for them to make sound decisions in times of economic hardship. Millionaires, on the other hand, are more self-taught. They take a proactive approach to learning about personal finances, investments, and saving strategies. This knowledge gives them autonomy and allows them to make more informed decisions about managing their money. As emphasized in previous chapters, financial education is essential for maintaining and growing wealth. The long-term perspective. Self-made millionaires understand that wealth creation is a long-term process. They are not looking to get rich quickly or rely on speculative methods. They focus on solid investments and growing their money steadily. For them, financial success is measured in sustainable and progressive results. On the other hand, heirs, although they may follow the same path and remain wealthy, often do not have the same long-term focus because they are not motivated by the need to build their wealth, but by the comfort of their situation. In some cases, heirs tend to enjoy the immediate benefits of inherited wealth without necessarily thinking about the future. Conclusion: hard work and financial discipline. Stanley and Danko conclude that true wealth does not come from inheritances or high incomes, but from hard work, financial discipline, and the ability to grow money steadily. Self-made millionaires do not expect their wealth to come easily or quickly. Instead, they work diligently, save and invest wisely, and focus on the long term. The central message of the chapter is that, regardless of whether we inherit money or not, the key to accumulating lasting wealth lies in taking financial responsibility, learning about money management, and making smart choices that allow us to achieve financial independence. With hard work, discipline, and financial education, anyone has the potential to become a millionaire, no matter their starting point. This chapter reinforces the idea that, while inheritance may provide an initial advantage, wealth creation depends on financial education, self-discipline, and the ability to make long-term decisions. Self-made millionaires achieve success because they work hard and make smart decisions that allow their money to work for them. Chapter 14. The most common businesses of millionaires. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko explore the most common types of businesses and investments owned by true millionaires. People often imagine that millionaires are big entrepreneurs or tech industry moguls, but what the authors discover is that self-made millionaires don't necessarily own massive companies or hold CEO positions in multinational corporations. Instead, they focus on more modest, less glamorous, yet highly profitable, sustainable businesses that align with their skills and interests. Own businesses, small-scale value creation. Stanley and Danko find that one of the most common businesses among millionaires is self-employment. Many millionaires own small or medium-sized businesses that generate steady, sustainable income. These businesses can include consulting firms, brick-and-mortar stores, service businesses, and small family-owned enterprises. Unlike high-profile entrepreneurs aiming to create global empires, self-made millionaires focus on creating value in a practical way at a local scale. The reason for this success is that millionaires often choose businesses where they have experience or genuine interest. This allows them to optimize costs and maintain high profit margins while leveraging their deep sector knowledge. The key is owning the business, which gives them more control over revenue, expenses, and financial decisions. These entrepreneurs are not looking to build massive companies or compete with corporate giants. They focus on being profitable at a small scale. Passive income, real estate, and other investments. Another very common type of business among millionaires is real estate investment. Stanley and Danko find that millionaires often own one or more properties that generate passive income. This can include rental properties like houses, apartments, or commercial spaces that produce steady monthly income. Real estate investment not only allows millionaires to earn constant money, but also gives them the opportunity to benefit from the appreciating value of properties. As property values increase over time, millionaires see their net worth grow without having to do additional work. Moreover, real estate offers other benefits, such as asset appreciation and cash flow generation. Millionaires tend to diversify their real estate investments, which gives them financial stability and allows them to protect their wealth in a diversified market. Stock market investments. The stock market also represents a significant portion of millionaires' investments. However, millionaires usually do not invest in the stock market speculatively. Instead of betting on high-risk stocks in hopes of quick, big returns, they prefer a more stable, long-term approach. Many millionaires opt for index funds, dividend stocks, and diversified mutual funds. This strategy allows them to benefit from economic growth without exposing themselves to unnecessary risks. A common feature among millionaires is their focus on systematic investing and long-term asset accumulation. They do not get swayed by market fluctuations or speculative moves. Instead, they seek long-term profitability, allowing them to maximize the value of their investments while keeping risk under control. Service businesses and consulting. In addition to real estate and the stock market, another common business among millionaires is the service sector. Many wealthy individuals have built their wealth through consulting, financial advising, coaching, and other businesses based on knowledge and expertise. These businesses, while not requiring a large initial investment, can be highly profitable due to the low barrier to entry and the opportunity to work independently. Millionaires in this sector tend to offer their services to specific clients who value their expertise and specialized knowledge. By leveraging their ability to solve problems or provide value to others, they can generate substantial income. The key to success in this type of business is customer service and the ability to build lasting relationships with clients. Family business. Many millionaires have also created their wealth through family-owned businesses. Rather than seeking large business opportunities, some choose to maintain small businesses that have existed for generations. These family businesses can include stores, restaurants, workshops, or service enterprises passed down from one generation to the next. The key to success for these businesses lies in teamwork, long-term commitment, and the value of tradition. Millionaires who run family businesses understand that the quality of service, constant innovation, and efficient management are crucial for staying competitive in a global market. Additionally, family businesses tend to focus more on stability than massive expansion, which allows for sustainable wealth building. Business diversification. A common strategy among millionaires is the diversification of their businesses and investments. Rather than focusing on a single type of asset or business, millionaires distribute their capital across different income sources. This diversification not only provides greater financial security, but also allows them to seize opportunities that arise in different sectors. For example, a millionaire may own real estate, stocks in companies, their own service business, and perhaps a tech company. By diversifying their income sources, millionaires protect themselves from economic fluctuations or risks associated with focusing on just one type of business. Conclusion: businesses that generate sustainable wealth. Stanley and Danko conclude the chapter by noting that the most common businesses among millionaires are not necessarily the biggest or flashiest, but those that are sustainable and generate consistent income. Whether through real estate, service businesses, or long-term investments, millionaires focus on building wealth steadily and maintaining what they've accumulated over the years. The true key to creating wealth is not in following trends or seeking the next big business opportunity, but in finding businesses and investments that generate value and align with a long-term vision. This chapter reinforces that simpler businesses and smart investments are often the most effective for creating sustainable wealth. By focusing on solid values such as financial education, discipline, and diversification, anyone can succeed in building their own financial empire. Chapter 15. The Role of Family in Wealth Creation. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko explore the impact that family has on wealth creation. While much of wealth accumulation depends on individual decisions, the authors find that the family environment plays a crucial role in shaping financial habits and providing emotional and practical support for achieving economic independence. This chapter teaches us that the financial values passed down within the family have a significant impact on the economic decisions we make throughout our lives. The importance of financial values in the family. One of the first lessons Stanley and Danko offer in this chapter is that self-made millionaires learn from a young age the importance of managing money wisely. Parents play a key role in this process, as they are often the first to teach their children about saving, investing, and financial discipline. Millionaires tend to have grown up in households where strong financial values were a priority. For example, many millionaires' parents teach their children to avoid unnecessary debt, save a significant portion of their income, and invest strategically. These values are deeply ingrained in the children's mindset, and as they grow, they become the foundation of their financial success. Children who learn these principles from an early age are more likely to make informed and prudent decisions in adulthood. Financial education in the family. Stanley and Danko also emphasize financial education as a key component that is passed down within millionaire families. While universities or business schools are often assumed to be the primary sources of financial education, millionaires agree that financial education at home has an even greater impact. Millionaires often share their financial knowledge with their children, teaching them not only how to save and invest but also how to make decisions that ensure a stable financial future. This intergenerational learning becomes a powerful tool that not only helps millionaires protect and grow their wealth but also ensures that their children can continue this legacy. Family support in business. Family support also extends to business. Many millionaires have started their own family businesses, which not only represent a source of income but also a space where family members can collaborate, contribute ideas, and work together to build something lasting. Family unity around a business project can strengthen bonds and generate a stable income source that is passed down through generations. For example, A family business could be a small or medium-sized company that is handed down over the years, creating collective wealth. The continuity and commitment of each family member ensure that the business grows and evolves steadily, while maintaining focus on the values that sustain it. Family businesses also provide stable jobs and allow new generations to learn from the experiences and knowledge of the founders. Emotional and psychological support from family. In addition to financial and educational support, Stanley and Danko mention the emotional support that family provides to millionaires on their journey toward wealth creation. Entrepreneurship and wealth building can be long and challenging processes, so having the emotional backing of family can be crucial for staying focused on financial goals. Families that support their members during difficult times not only contribute to emotional strength but also foster a positive and resilient mindset. Family support helps maintain high motivation, especially when millionaires face failures or challenges along the way. This type of support is crucial for maintaining a long-term mindset, which is essential for achieving financial success. Without the backing of loved ones, many entrepreneurs and millionaires would not have been able to overcome the difficulties on their path. The importance of family financial independence. Another important aspect that Stanley and Danko explore is how family financial independence allows family members to make decisions without being tied to economic concerns. In millionaire families, financial independence provides the freedom to follow passions, invest in new opportunities, and work on projects that truly interest them, without the pressure of having to make money immediately. When parents create a solid wealth foundation for their children, they are not only providing a financial advantage but also the freedom to make decisions that allow them to achieve their own goals without being conditioned by the need to generate income quickly. This legacy of financial freedom is one of the greatest gifts millionaires can leave for future generations. Creating financial legacies. Millionaires understand the importance of leaving a financial legacy for future generations. This legacy not only refers to material wealth but also to financial education and the values that are passed down. By teaching their children to save, invest, and live below their means, millionaires ensure that their children can maintain and grow the wealth over time. Furthermore, by establishing foundations or family investment funds, millionaires can ensure that their legacy endures, not only for their children but for generations to come. This multi-generational legacy not only allows the family to enjoy wealth but also supports philanthropic causes or ventures that have a positive impact on the community. Conclusion. The impact of family on wealth creation. In conclusion, Stanley and Danko demonstrate that family plays a fundamental role in wealth creation. Through solid financial values, financial education, emotional support, and commitment to family businesses, millionaires are able to create lasting wealth and legacies that are passed down from generation to generation. Family support is essential not only for achieving financial success but also for maintaining it over time. This chapter highlights how, in many cases, the children of millionaires continue the family legacy, learning from their parents' experiences and creating their own wealth. Wealth creation, therefore, is a collective effort within the family, and when financial values and principles are managed well, it can have a profound and lasting impact on future generations. This chapter teaches us that family not only influences financial decisions but is also key in the creation and preservation of wealth. Family values such as saving, financial education, and teamwork are essential for achieving financial independence that lasts over time. Chapter 16. The value of time, energy, and money. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko explore an essential principle in wealth creation: the correct allocation of limited resources, including time, energy, and money. Throughout their research, the authors discover that successful millionaires are not just people who earn a lot of money, but individuals who know how to manage their resources efficiently to maximize long-term returns. Time as a limited resource. One of the main assets of millionaires is their ability to manage time. Stanley and Danko highlight that, like money, time is a limited resource. The most successful people tend to use their time with focus, avoiding activities that do not add value. Instead of spending time on unproductive tasks or low-value activities, millionaires dedicate themselves to strategic work that has a direct impact on the growth of their wealth. For millionaires, time becomes an asset they must protect carefully. They use their time effectively by delegating tasks that do not allow them to generate value or grow their wealth. This approach allows them to focus on what really matters, creating sustainable wealth. Energy, the ability to stay focused. Often overlooked, energy is another crucial resource that millionaires manage strategically. While money can be earned and spent, energy must be preserved and invested in the right activities. Millionaires understand that maintaining high levels of physical and mental energy is essential for making smart decisions and staying focused on their financial goals. Physical health and emotional well-being are key to maintaining productivity and mental clarity necessary for making sound decisions about saving and investing. Often, millionaires prioritize physical exercise and activities that allow them to stay fit, as this positively impacts their ability to manage their financial resources. The need to delegate, maximizing time and energy. One of the most common traits of millionaires is their ability to delegate tasks that do not require their direct attention. Delegating not only allows millionaires to save time, but also preserves their energy for more productive activities that generate a higher return on investment. Millionaires often surround themselves with trusted teams, such as financial advisors or trained employees, that allow them to focus on strategic decision-making and growing their wealth. Delegation is a crucial skill to avoid falling into the trap of trying to do everything themselves, which can waste time and energy on activities that do not provide significant value. Delegating tasks allows millionaires to free their minds to focus on higher impact activities. Money as a tool for freedom. Stanley and Danko state that millionaires understand that money is not an end in itself, but a tool that allows them to achieve financial freedom. This approach changes the way they perceive money. Instead of seeing it as something to consume, they view it as something to invest in and grow. Constant investment in income-generating assets is what allows millionaires to achieve economic independence. Millionaires make money work for them, rather than working solely for money. Through smart investment strategies, asset diversification, and a long-term focus, they generate passive income streams that give them the freedom of time and energy to dedicate to other areas of their lives that they consider valuable. The importance of financial planning. One of the key strategies of millionaires is long-term financial planning. Stanley and Danko emphasize that those who succeed in building and maintaining their wealth are those who take the time to plan and manage their resources with discipline. Financial planning is not just about how much money they earn, but about how they allocate that money to make it work for them. This includes saving and investing efficiently, reducing unnecessary expenses, and making informed decisions about the best investment opportunities. Proper planning allows millionaires to ensure that their financial decisions align with their long-term goals. It's not about having a high salary, but about having a solid plan that guides their money management, optimizing their use of time, energy, and money. Discipline and consistency in money management. The central concept of this chapter is that, for millionaires, managing money, time, and energy is not based on impulsive decisions, but on discipline and consistency. Millionaires are not looking to get rich quickly or through risky schemes. Instead, they seek ways to grow their money systematically and consistently, using their time and energy efficiently. Prudent money management and making informed decisions allow them to preserve their wealth while maintaining a low-risk lifestyle. Millionaires understand that the time and energy they invest in financial decisions is as important as money itself. They are consistent in their investment approach, ensuring that each decision aligns with their long-term goals. The comprehensive approach to wealth creation. Finally, Stanley and Danko conclude that creating sustainable wealth depends not only on how much one earns but on how resources are managed. Money, time, and energy are the three fundamental assets that millionaires manage with strategy and focus. The key to achieving financial independence lies in managing these resources efficiently and ensuring they work together to achieve common goals. This chapter reinforces the idea that wealth sustainability is not only about earning money, but knowing how to manage time, energy, and money. Millionaires focus on planning and consistency, delegating tasks that do not add value, and ensuring their financial decisions are aimed at long-term growth. Chapter 17. The Investment Strategy of Millionaires. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko analyze the investment strategies used by self-made millionaires to grow their money and ensure long-term financial independence. Through their research, the authors discover that, although investment opportunities may be numerous, millionaires take a very strategic and meticulous approach when choosing where and how to invest. Their approach is based on informed decisions, patience, and discipline, traits that distinguish them from those seeking to get rich quickly. The long-term investment philosophy. The first strategy highlighted by Stanley and Danko is the long-term investment approach. Instead of seeking quick returns or following market trends, millionaires tend to choose investments that will grow over time without the need for constant intervention. This buy-and-hold strategy allows them to take advantage of the power of compound interest and exponential returns. Millionaires are not attracted to high-risk investments or opportunities that offer large immediate returns. Instead, they prefer to invest in solid assets that generate consistent passive income, such as dividend stocks, real estate, or index funds. These assets not only preserve their capital, but also appreciate over time, allowing them to accumulate wealth without having to rely on speculation. Diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. One of the key characteristics of millionaires' investment strategy is diversification. Stanley and Danko explain that millionaires do not put all their money into one investment or sector. Instead, they spread their capital across a variety of assets, allowing them to reduce the overall risk of their portfolio. Millionaires tend to invest in different types of assets, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and private businesses, to minimize losses in case one sector or market faces difficulties. Diversification strategy gives them the assurance that, even if one asset performs negatively in a period, other assets may offset those losses and continue generating positive returns. Real estate investments, a pillar in wealth creation. Stanley and Danko identify real estate investment as one of the most important pillars in the financial strategy of many millionaires. Real estate offers the advantage of generating passive income through rent, and over time, the value of properties can appreciate over time, providing investors with a reliable source of income. Millionaires who invest in real estate focus on properties that generate steady income and are located in strategic areas that offer long-term appreciation potential. Additionally, they understand how to leverage financial tools by using mortgages, which allows them to maximize their return on investment. In this type of investment, millionaires prefer to be active owners, managing their properties themselves or hiring professional property managers to help maintain their investments. Investing in the stock market, the pursuit of passive income. Another important aspect of millionaires' investment strategy is their approach to the stock market. However, unlike speculative investors who buy and sell constantly, millionaires prefer a passive investment strategy. They invest in index funds or dividend-paying stocks, which allows them to generate passive income without having to keep track of market movements. Index funds are particularly attractive to millionaires because they offer a way to invest in a wide range of assets at a low cost, with a long-term focus. By doing so, millionaires can diversify their portfolios and take advantage of the steady growth of the stock market without taking on unnecessary risks. Furthermore, millionaires prefer dividend-paying stocks because they provide a steady stream of income while simultaneously allowing for long-term capital appreciation. This passive investment approach lets them focus on other areas of their life without worrying about active management of their investments. The importance of financial education and professional advice. Stanley and Danko also highlight that millionaires do not take investment decisions lightly. They continually educate themselves about the financial market and the best investment strategies to make informed decisions. Many of them have financial advisors who help them build and manage their investment portfolios, but they always maintain control over their decisions. Ongoing financial education is an essential part of millionaires' investment strategy. They not only stay informed about the best investment opportunities but also keep up with market conditions and economic trends. This dedication to learning enables them to make smart financial decisions and avoid unnecessary risks. Calculated risk, intelligent and not speculative investments. Although millionaires are willing to take on some degree of risk, they do so in a calculated manner. Stanley and Danko emphasize that risk is not something millionaires avoid entirely, but they handle it carefully. The key is to make smart investments rather than follow speculative trends that can result in significant losses. Millionaires prefer to invest in assets that generate long-term value and seize investment opportunities with solid and predictable growth potential. They avoid falling into risky investment schemes that promise quick profits but also carry a high risk of losing capital. Patience as a virtue in investing. Patience is another key factor that Stanley and Danko highlight in the investment strategy of millionaires. Millionaires are not looking to get rich quickly. Instead, they allow their investments to grow steadily over time. This approach allows them to take advantage of compound interest and maximize the return on their assets without making impulsive decisions. Millionaires' long-term approach also allows them to avoid panic when the market experiences fluctuations or periods of uncertainty. They remain calm and focus on their investment strategy, rather than succumbing to the emotions of the moment. Conclusion: smart investing as the key to wealth creation. In conclusion, Stanley and Danko reinforce the idea that smart investing is one of the biggest factors in building and maintaining wealth. Millionaires don't just earn money, they grow it strategically through long-term investments and diversification. They avoid speculative investments and instead focus on assets that provide passive income and consistent growth. Their disciplined approach and calculated risk management allow them to accumulate wealth steadily, demonstrating that, contrary to popular belief, wealth creation is not a matter of luck, but of education, discipline, and patience. This chapter emphasizes that intelligent investing is the key to sustainable wealth creation. Diversification, patience, and financial knowledge enable millionaires to increase their wealth over time, making well-founded decisions that provide financial security and constant growth. Chapter 18. The Importance of Perseverance and Sacrifice. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko delve into one of the most fundamental aspects of achieving financial independence and building lasting wealth: perseverance and sacrifice. While the path to wealth creation may seem attractive due to stories of quick success, self-made millionaires know that true financial success requires constant effort and the ability to make short-term sacrifices to achieve long-term rewards. The authors explore how discipline and resilience are essential traits shared by most millionaires. The long-term mindset. One of the first lessons that Stanley and Danko highlight is that millionaires have a long-term mindset. Instead of focusing on immediate success, they understand that wealth accumulation is a process that requires years of consistent effort. This mindset allows them not only to make prudent decisions with their money but also to overcome the obstacles that inevitably arise along the way. The path to wealth is not a sprint, but a marathon. Millionaires are patient and know that, if they continue working consistently, their efforts will be rewarded over time. This perseverance allows them to stay focused, even when circumstances seem unfavorable, and keep moving toward their goals despite challenges. Sacrifice. Living below your means. A central concept in this chapter is that millionaires are willing to make short-term sacrifices for long-term rewards. This willingness to live below their means is essential to their financial success. Often, millionaires prefer to save and invest rather than spend on unnecessary luxuries that don't provide long-term value. Stanley and Danko explain that the initial sacrifices millionaires make in terms of lifestyle, such as living in modest homes, driving cheaper cars, or avoiding ostentatious spending, are what allow them to accumulate wealth over time. Investing in assets and practicing financial discipline often requires that millionaires give up immediate gratification to achieve financial independence in the future. The importance of discipline and resilience. Financial discipline is essential for millionaires to stay on track with their long-term goals. The authors emphasize that millionaires have the ability to resist temptations and not succumb to social pressures to spend on material things or follow fleeting trends. This discipline applies not only to money but also to how millionaires manage their time, energy, and efforts. Throughout their journey to wealth, millionaires face many difficulties and setbacks. Instead of giving up or making impulsive decisions, they stay focused on their goals. This resilience allows them to overcome failures, learn from them, and move forward, knowing that financial success doesn't come immediately but is the result of sustained effort over years. sacrificing lifestyle for financial freedom. Another key aspect that Stanley and Danko address is the relationship between sacrifice and financial freedom. Millionaires understand that temporarily giving up certain material pleasures grants them financial freedom in the future. For example, many millionaires avoid debt, choose to save and reinvest their income, instead of spending on things they don't need. This sacrifice is ultimately a means to achieve economic freedom, allowing them to live without depending on a paycheck or the restrictions that come with debt and unnecessary consumption. Sacrifice may also involve foregoing a luxurious lifestyle while wealth is being built. Millionaires prefer to invest in assets that generate passive income rather than spending on temporary luxuries. This approach allows them to accumulate capital and grow their wealth over time, while enjoying the freedom that comes with having passive income. Resilience in times of difficulty. Stanley and Danko also note that millionaires have a particular ability to stay calm and keep moving forward during difficult times. During economic crises, recessions, or personal failures, millionaires maintain their long-term focus, understanding that hardships are part of the process. Instead of giving up, they learn from failures and use those moments as opportunities to strengthen their financial strategy. Millionaires understand that temporary failure is not a permanent obstacle. On the contrary, it is a valuable lesson that teaches them how to improve their approach and avoid similar mistakes in the future. This resilience allows them to keep going despite adversity, with the confidence that long-term success is the result of consistency and perseverance. Delayed gratification. Investing in the future. The concept of delayed gratification is fundamental in the life of a millionaire. The authors explain that millionaires are willing to wait and work patiently rather than seek immediate rewards. This attitude extends to their financial decisions, such as saving for the future, investing in real estate, or in investment funds that generate passive income over time. Delayed gratification becomes the foundation of long-term financial security. Rather than living for the moment, millionaires know that the current sacrifice, in terms of avoiding immediate consumption, will provide them with financial freedom in the future. This is a central principle of their success, working today to enjoy the fruits tomorrow. Conclusion: the value of sacrifice and perseverance in wealth creation. Stanley and Danko conclude that sacrifice and perseverance are the pillars in building lasting wealth. While many people seek to get rich quickly, self-made millionaires understand that the path to financial independence is filled with sacrifices and consistent effort. The key is to stay focused on the long term, live below one's means, make disciplined financial decisions, and persevere through difficulties. This approach not only allows them to accumulate wealth, but also grants them the financial freedom that many seek. By giving up immediate gratification and focusing on long-term success, millionaires create sustainable wealth that benefits not only them but also future generations. This chapter emphasizes that perseverance, discipline, and the ability to make sacrifices are essential to achieving financial independence. The path to wealth is neither easy nor fast, but with dedication, patience, and resilience, anyone can achieve long-term financial success. Chapter 19. The Mistake of Living on Credit. In this chapter, Stanley and Danko analyze one of the most common mistakes that can hinder wealth creation: excessive use of credit and reliance on loans. While credit can be useful in certain circumstances, abusing this resource can lead to a debt spiral that prevents individuals from accumulating wealth. The authors explore how this financial habit not only hinders wealth accumulation but also contradicts the habits of self-made millionaires. The credit trap, a dangerous cycle. Stanley and Danko begin by describing how credit has become a common and accessible tool for most people. From credit cards to personal loans, consumers have astonishing ease in spending money they do not yet have. While credit may seem useful in the short term, the authors emphasize that this mechanism creates a false sense of wealth. People tend to spend more than they earn, believing they will be able to pay off the debts in the future. This behavior generates a debt cycle, where each payment made toward interest reduces the ability to save and invest, thus hindering wealth creation. The use of credit results in an accumulation of debt that, in the long run, limits investment opportunities and creates an economic burden that makes financial freedom difficult to attain. Millionaires avoid credit. One of the main differences between those who accumulate wealth and those who do not is how they handle credit. According to Stanley and Danko, self-made millionaires avoid debt whenever possible. While many people feel comfortable buying consumer goods on credit and loans, millionaires prefer to save and pay in cash or, in some cases, use credit only when absolutely necessary and always with clear financial planning. Millionaires are aware that credit, when not managed prudently, can be a significant obstacle to accumulating wealth. Instead of using credit to finance a luxurious lifestyle, they use it cautiously, avoiding high interest rates and ensuring that any debt acquired is part of a well-thought-out financial strategy, such as purchasing income-generating properties. The psychology of credit and conspicuous consumption. An important factor that Stanley and Danko address is the psychology behind the use of credit. Living on credit is, in many cases, a form of conspicuous consumption, an attempt to appear wealthy to others, especially in a society that values outward appearances. People who live on credit often buy things they don't need with money they don't have, just to impress others or maintain an image of success. This behavior, over time, results in growing debt and a lack of real wealth accumulation. Millionaires, in contrast, do not worry about impressing others with their material possessions. They prefer to live within their means and make decisions that allow them to accumulate wealth over the long term, rather than spending on luxury items that lose value over time. The cost of living on credit, the trap of interest. Stanley and Danko highlight how compound interest on debts is one of the most destructive factors for personal finances. As an individual accumulates debt, compound interest on outstanding balances can cause money to slip through their fingers without them realizing it. This not only restricts cash flow but also prevents people from saving and investing enough to build wealth over the long term. For example, if someone uses a credit card with a high interest rate to finance purchases, the money they pay in interest can add up quickly, leaving them with less ability to save and invest. In contrast, millionaires who avoid living on credit have more money available to invest, which allows them to take advantage of compound interest to their benefit, accumulating wealth over time. The importance of debt-free financial planning. One key to avoiding the credit trap is having a clear and solid financial plan. Millionaires create a monthly budget and ensure that their income covers their expenses, leaving room for saving and investing. This conscious money management allows them to live within their means, without relying on credit to maintain a high standard of living. Moreover, when millionaires take out loans, these are strategic and aimed at investing in assets that generate passive income, such as rental properties. The key is to use credit strategically, not to finance daily consumption. For example, a mortgage loan used to buy a rental property can generate positive cash flow and contribute to long-term wealth accumulation. Financial education as a tool against credit. Finally, Stanley and Danko argue that financial education is essential for understanding how to avoid the credit trap. By educating themselves about the negative effects of debt and investment strategies, individuals can make informed decisions that allow them to avoid expensive credit and opt for smarter ways to finance their needs. Millionaires not only learn to save and invest but also to manage their money prudently, prioritizing financial stability over unnecessary consumption. Conclusion: breaking the debt cycle. Conclusion: Stanley and Danko teach us that excessive use of credit is one of the greatest obstacles to wealth creation. Living on credit, although it may seem like a quick way to get what we want, can have devastating long-term consequences, limiting our ability to save and invest. Instead, self-made millionaires avoid living on credit, preferring to save, invest, and live within their means. This financial discipline allows them to accumulate wealth over time, without the restrictions that debt imposes. This chapter makes it clear that, to create lasting wealth, it is necessary to avoid living on credit and focus on saving, investing, and living within our means. By learning to manage money responsibly, anyone can avoid the traps of credit and achieve financial independence. Chapter 20. Conclusion: anyone can do it. In this final chapter of The Millionaire Next Door, Stanley and Danko conclude their analysis of the habits and characteristics of self-made millionaires, highlighting a fundamental truth: anyone has the ability to become a millionaire if they adopt the right principles. Throughout the book, The authors have shown that wealth creation is not the result of fortunate luck or large incomes, but rather a set of behaviors, decisions, and strategies that can be replicated by anyone committed to building their financial independence. The simplicity of the path to wealth. Throughout their research, Stanley and Danko have found that self-made millionaires tend to lead simple, modest lives. It's not about following the lifestyle of the rich and famous who constantly display their ostentatious wealth, but rather about making smart financial decisions and working consistently toward wealth creation. True wealth, according to the authors, is not in what we spend, but in what we save and invest. The path to wealth does not require extraordinary skills or inaccessible knowledge. Instead, millionaires are characterized by their discipline, ability to live within their means, and long-term commitment. By learning to manage their finances prudently and prioritizing saving and investing, anyone can follow a similar path. The key: live below your means. One of the main conclusions of the book is the importance of living below your means. This concept, while simple, is essential for anyone who wants to achieve financial independence. Self-made millionaires do not spend their money on material goods they don't need. Instead, they prefer to save and invest, ensuring that their money works for them in the long term. This approach requires self-discipline and a long-term mindset. While many people spend more than they earn to maintain an image of success, millionaires have the ability to postpone immediate gratification and focus on what truly matters: building a stable financial future and accumulating assets that generate passive income. The millionaire mindset. Millionaires have a different mindset when it comes to money. They do not see money as an end in itself but as a tool to create freedom and financial security. For them, wealth is not about ostentatious consumption or showing off their success, but about achieving financial independence and living a life free from economic worries. Additionally, millionaires believe in continuous financial education. They seek to learn as much as possible about investments, savings, and financial management, which enables them to make smart decisions with their money. They surround themselves with mentors and financial advisors who help improve their investment strategies, but they are always responsible for their decisions and ensure they understand the details before taking action. The power of perseverance. One of the most prominent characteristics of millionaires is their perseverance. While the path to wealth may be long and filled with obstacles, millionaires do not give up. Instead of succumbing to difficulties, they stay focused on their long-term goals and learn from failures. Perseverance is a key virtue that allows them to overcome adversity and keep working toward wealth creation, even when progress is slow or results are not immediate. Millionaires understand that success does not happen overnight. Instead of seeking quick methods to get rich, they focus on building a solid wealth foundation that will grow over time. The legacy of financial education. Stanley and Danko also highlight the importance of passing on financial education to future generations. Millionaires not only create wealth for themselves but also ensure that their children and descendants receive the necessary education to continue the legacy of financial independence. They teach their children about the importance of saving, investing, and living within their means, so they can make smart financial decisions and create their own path to wealth. This legacy is one of the ways millionaires ensure that their wealth endures across generations. It's not just about transferring money, but sharing the knowledge and values that have enabled them to create and maintain that wealth. Conclusion: anyone can be a millionaire. Stanley and Danko conclude the book with the powerful assertion that anyone can be a millionaire if they follow the right principles. It is not necessary to be born into a wealthy family or have an extraordinarily high income. What really matters is adopting the correct practices of saving, investing, and money management. By focusing on living within the possibilities, invest wisely, and maintain a long-term mindset, anyone can accumulate wealth and achieve financial independence. The key is to make smart financial decisions, take advantage of time, and above all, persevere on the journey. Millionaires are not exceptional people, but individuals who have adopted habits and strategies that anyone can learn to follow. With education, discipline, and patience, anyone can achieve financial freedom and live the life they desire. This chapter reinforces the idea that the path to wealth is accessible to all. It does not depend on luck, context, or initial wealth, but on smart decisions and a constant commitment to wealth creation. Anyone willing to learn and apply these principles can become a millionaire. And so we come to the end of the Millionaire Next Door. We have learned that wealth creation is not about large incomes or luck, but about disciplines and smart financial strategies that anyone can adopt. By living within our means, saving and investing strategically, and having patience and perseverance, we can all achieve financial independence. If you enjoyed this audiobook and want to continue learning about how to improve your financial life, don't forget to subscribe to the Audio Mentors channel, where you'll find more valuable content on personal finance, wealth creation, and much more. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming audiobooks and educational resources. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward financial freedom. See you in the next book.